Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? I'm here. I'm finally here. Oh, this has been a crazy morning. Uh, we've had no internet since like, I don't know, 9:40 or something. Everything just went gadoosh and just no more internet. And I've been like, I can't do the show. And then it came up like about 3 minutes ago. Yeah, I'm late. I'm late. How often am I actually ever late on a weekday? Very rarely. Although on the weekend I'm late every day. Yeah, we just had no net at all. I don't know what happened. They didn't even email us to tell us it was a outage or anything. So, hey, how is everyone in the chat? What's going on with my microphone? There we go. Hey, Marilyn Landis, Angela's here, Maria, LMS83. I hate mornings is here. Sienna, Marilyn Landis, Mamma Mia is here. Oh, guys, all right. Ladies. There is no guys in the chat. Ladies. Ladies. I have to say ladies more. Ladies. All right. So last night, about 7:30 in the evening, local time down here, news started filtering out that there had been another stabbing in Sydney, and we're all like, "No, really? Another one?" And 100% video soon leaked out very quickly. It was apparently live streamed like a church service, and here's a screen grab of it. You can see the man in the black here attacking. Um, I don't want to give him his proper name. What is his religious name? Is he a priest? A bishop. Bishop Mari Mari. There is video online on Twitter of this. It was live streamed on YouTube. They were live streaming their normal service, and this guy just gets up with a knife and just really attacks this guy. About 10-15 hits. He was just like, going crazy. And then all the, people in the church gather and they're trying to get him off him. And then the riots happened. Everyone in this local area who goes to the church, very unhappy that someone would attack their sacred place. And it went a little crazy. There was a riot. There was, stuff being thrown at police, against ambulances, first responders. People's houses got broken into. It was sort of like a mob, like an angry mob. If they had pitchforks, I would not be surprised. It was very, very bad. And hey guys, how are you? I'm here. I'm alive. Yeah. um, yeah. So this was really bad, and I'm gonna tell you something. So bit of a what do you call it? A trigger warning. Trigger warning. The fellow who attacked the priest had his fingers. Wait, alleged terrorist cut his own finger off. I've seen a photo of this. I can't verify it. It's very gruesome, but it's like a dude that has no fingertips. Originally they said that the mob did it, that the mob cut his fingers off as punishment for stabbing the bishop. Now they're saying alleged terrorist cut his own finger off. So I don't know what to believe. Apparently the bishop is undergoing surgery. Prime Minister came on the, national TV about a couple of hours ago, just after 9 a.m. And it says the bishop had undergone surgery on Tuesday morning after he was allegedly stabbed as he gave a sermon at the Christ the Good Shepherd Church in Wakeley. Police have labelled the attack, which happened at the church service, was broadcast online about 7 p.m. Monday as a terror incident. So the one on the weekend at the shopping centre, not a terror incident. The one at this church, yes, terror incident. So I don't, I'm not sure how that works, but I guess there must have been some sort of radicalization or ideological sort of, aim, and that's why they're saying it is a terror incident. They're saying the alleged stabbing sparked violent riots by a crowd of up to 2,000 people that lasted to midnight, leaving dozens more injured in the crowd. Apparently, they couldn't get the guy out of the church. That was one of the big problems. They were holed up in the church, and they're like, "How do we get this suspect out of here and safely?" And they couldn't. For about 2 hours, they were unable to leave the property. Even first responders who were in there, paramedics, could not leave in fear of their lives because they thought they were going to get attacked for helping the, the perpetrator. And it lasted a while. They got more and more police to show up, and eventually they were able to get order and get people to, disperse and get away. So it has been a wild ride in Sydney over the last 3 days. Poor Sydney, they've had a rough go of it over the last couple of days. Many people dead, people attacked, people stabbed. Jeez. Marylander says you're not safe anywhere. Nope, not even Australia, it seems. People say Australia is a very safe country. It is for most of the time. 95% of the time. 95% of the year, it's fine. Every now and then we get these sort of events that happen just like anywhere else in the world. Even the safest countries on earth get them. So, yeah. LMS83 says, I hit the like button every time. Does it hit you back? Is it abusive? You let me know. I'll tell it off. I'll get an AVO for you against the like button. All right. Also today we had this release. I don't know if I'm going to read it. I feel like everyone in this chat has probably already had it read to them by 7 different creators already since it's been out since about 5 hours ago. But it's the affidavit of probable cause for arrest warrant. This is against those 4 people they arrested on Saturday for murder of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly. To me, what's more interesting in here is the details. The details are very brutal. I cannot imagine the fear those 2 women felt when they were driving down that really long straight road, right? We saw it. We've shown you on the maps before. They're driving down there. They're getting there, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go pick up the kids. We're gonna go to a party. It's gonna be a great day." And then there's something in the road, and it's like almost like a blockade. And they're like, "What the hell's going on here?" And then they would have triggered that something was wrong. And then they would be like, "Is there any way out?" And I don't know if there would have been because they were on basically like a one straight road. They had that intersection, but I'm pretty sure it was blocked by those people that they say in the arrest warrant. So I don't know if they would have had any way. Maybe they could have turned around. I don't know. But I can just, when I was reading it, I could just feel that moment. They're just driving. It's going to be a great day. And then they just feel like, what's going on here? Do I know those people? Why are they doing that? And then the fear, the cold fear running through their bodies about, oh my God, what the hell is happening? And fortunately, I don't think they lived too much longer than that. We heard in the affidavit there was a whole heap of blood at the scene, and yeah, it's really the planning they went to get this done. Yeah, I mean, what did they call themselves? They called themselves something like something misfits. Hold on, let me grab it. Why does everyone call themselves the misfits? Everyone I've ever known that gets outcast calls themselves that. They have some sort of like little group name called the misfits. Is it this one? Here. So it says on Saturday, May 30, 2024, the Texas County Sheriff's Office requested the OSBI investigative services with the suspicious disappearance of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly from rural Texas County after their vehicle was found abandoned near Highway 95 and Road L, south of Elkott, Kansas. Butler and Kelly were traveling to Oklahoma from Hugoton, and I'm going to try find here. They do explain the visitation a little bit here in this section. Here. Actually, wait, the location. Yeah, so they say here they located Butler's abandoned vehicle just west of the intersection of Highway 95 and Road L. The Padillas then contacted law enforcement at 12:09 hours. In examination of the vehicle and surrounding areas, the vehicle found evidence of severe injury. Blood was found on the roadway and on the edge of the roadway. Butler's glasses were also found in the roadway south of the vehicle near a broken hammer. A broken hammer. A pistol magazine was found inside Kelly's purse at the scene, but no pistol was found. And it says Adams told the OSBI that on Friday night, March 29th, Rickman and Butler's children stayed the night with Barrett and Lacey Cook. Adams said she planned to pick them up that morning before visitation. Adams said Butler she called Butler at 0900 hours to confirm the meeting, and Butler told Adams something came up and she was not going to make it. Butler's phone records confirmed the call occurred. However, at the time of the call, Butler was in Hugoton, Kansas, in the process of picking up Kelly to go meet Adams. Adams stated she was home at the time Butler and Kelly went missing. Adams picked the children up before 1200 from the Cook's residence. That's not the bit I want to read, though. Hold on. The child custody bit. Here's the bit here's the bit. Rickman's grandmother, Debbie Knox Davis, reported that in mid to late February 2024, Rickman told her that they didn't have to worry about the custody battle much longer because Adams had it under control, that Adams knew the path the judge walked to work. Who says things like this? Oh, I know where the judge walks to work. I'm going to take him out like an assassin. I guess people who kill people, like these people. And it says, and we will take out Veronica at drop off. So they had this plan for months. There was also a time, I think in February, where they did try to kill her once before, but it failed. They tried to coax her out of her residence and they couldn't get her out. And that attempt on her life failed. So her life had been under threat with or without her knowledge for a while. They were willing to get rid of her for the sake of a custody dispute. It's really awful. It really is. It's just stupid. Oh, my stomach's going crazy. We haven't eaten yet, have we, stomach? No. It says here, yeah, so the CW told on March 29th, 2024 that Cora and Cole will not be home in the morning when she woke up, and we're going to be on a, mission. When CW awoke at 1000 or 1, how do you pronounce this? 1000 hours? I don't think that's how you pronounce it. I'd just say 10 o'clock. Cora and Cole were not home, but came home around 12. CW knew that Cole and Cora took a blue and gray Chevrolet pickup owned by them and a blue flatbed pickup owned by Clint Twombly. When they left and returned in the same vehicle, CW told them to clean the interior of the Chevrolet pickup. Who tells a 16-year-old child to go clean up a murder scene? Hey, you, go clean up where we put the bodies in the car. I'm not, why would you involve your child in something like that? Says CW asked Cora what had happened and was told things did not go as planned. Yes, often when murder happens, things either don't go as planned or maybe as planned. But that they would not have to worry about her, Butler, again. CW was told that Cora and Cole blocked the road to stop Butler and Kelly and divert them to where Adams, Cullum, and Grice were. CW asked about Kelly and why she had to die, and was told by Cora that she wasn't innocent either, as she had supported Butler. CW asked Cora if their bodies were put in a well, and Cora replied, something like that. CW also disclosed that there were other attempts to kill Butler occurred during February of 2024 near Hugoton, Kansas. They said all of them went to Hugoton, but Butler did not leave her residence. That's the one I told you about before. It says this is consistent with web search discovered on Adam's phone about how to get someone out of their home. You smoke them out. That wouldn't look suspicious at all. You make a big smoke and then you light their door on fire. No, wait, then they can't get out at all. See, they don't know. They don't know. No one knows how to get someone out of a home like that. Maybe an emergency. I'm not sure. Whatever happened, it didn't work. Says, while in Carrick, Texas, interviewing CW and her brother, Cora and Cole arrived and tried to get access to CW and her brother. Cora was verbally aggressive and was very upset with your affiant that she was not granted access to CW and her brother. Cole exited the vehicle armed with a handgun in a holster on his belt. OSBI investigators showed that Adam searched for gun shops on his cellular phone. A search of the local gun shop showed Adam buying 5 stun guns at Big R Store in Guyman, Oklahoma. The purchase was made on March 23rd, 2024. Yeah, they had a whole bunch of stun guns. I can't remember how many. It was like 5 or 3. They spent a lot of money doing this. OSBI investigation showed. Actually, I'm not going to read all this because I know other people have read it. But I can link you to the documents. Hey, Nanalana, how are you? We talked about it a little bit before. We'll go into it a little bit after this. Hands up if you want me to keep reading the document. I don't want to do it if everyone has literally heard It could Mel read it. Um, Other channels read it. That the girl, the really nice girl who reads stuff. Like I can't remember her name. She has a channel. If everyone's heard like several other creators read it, then I don't want to waste everyone's time doing that. That's all. I just don't. I don't want to rehash stuff. And everyone's like, I'm bored. Why is Ping reading this again? Okay. By the way, if you're not on my Twitter at Nights with Ping, you should be because I've already reposted all this earlier today, and I'm gonna show you a very nice user called Pixie. Pixie reposted all these earlier today and in great quality, better quality than what I'm showing you before. As you can see here, she posted it in really nice quality. So you guys, if you want to read along, you can while we read through this. But she posted it in better than the news stations. The news stations had one on Scribed, which is what I just showed you, this one. But it's just not very it looks like we're all high and all our vision is very wavy. It's like we're all taking LSD and trying to read a document. It gets worse. It gets worse and it's all like roo, roo. So let me just check the chat. Angela Colony says she wants me to read it. Mama Mia says I haven't heard it. Okay, well, she goes, oh, I don't have Twitter. All right, fine. I'll read it for you guys. If that's what you would like, I'm here to serve. We may have to switch documents at some point because this one, what is weird, I'm going to tell you something really odd. This is the second part, I think, or the first part. Hold on. What's odd is that there's a part missing on the news site. I can't remember what local news station it is. They uploaded both documents, and one of them got pulled from Scribed. That actually got Scribe pulled it down. They didn't want it up there, so I had to find it somewhere else. Luckily, there is several people who uploaded it, but for some reason their document got revoked. I have no idea why. Maybe because of graphic language or something in it. I'm not sure. Okay. All right. So we read that. Nick Carrick. Yep. We read that. All right. Let's talk about some of the planning. So it says the OSBI investigation showed that Adams purchased 3 prepaid cellular phones from Walmart in, is it Guyman, Oklahoma on February 13, 2024. The phones were identified. Sorry. The phones were identified by these numbers. I'm not going to read them out, but they are located in this document. There's one ending with 5752, another ending with 9141, and another ending with 9085. It says search warrants for information related to location services and phone usage were completed for each device. It was learned that all 3 phones were in the area where Butler's car was located and the last known location of Butler and Kelly at the time of their disappearance. So they were able to tie those burner phones to, their last known live location. All 3 phones were powered on and accessed the cellular network for the first time at or near Cullum's residence at different times. That's clever, very clever. And that says prior to March 30, 2024. On March 30, 2024, phone numbers 9141 9085 before Butler and Kelly's disappearance were at the Twombly residence prior to going to or near Cullum's residence. Butler and Kelly's disappearance at 10:05 and 10:16 hours. Phone numbers 0985 and 5752 were in the area at or near Cullum's residence. So you see a picture being painted. There seems to be one person that they keep, surrounding. Seems to be a bit of a either meeting point or ringleader, and you'll find a bit more out about this a bit later. It says Butler and Kelly's disappearance on March 30, 2024, between 10:16 and 10:35 hours. It was determined that phone numbers 5752 and 9085 were at a property owned by Jamie Beasley below a dam in the pasture where fresh dirt work was located by your affiant. Concrete was moved from a location near Beasley's residence, approximately 150 to 200 yards below the dam, where it was discovered that a hole had been dug and filled back in and then covered with hay. So they covered it with hay, probably to if they were doing any flyover of the property from above, it would distract that there had been any groundwork. So often when people bury bodies or bury anything they shouldn't, you can tell fresh dirt has been disturbed, and they probably tried to use the hay as a way of masking that. So, oh, it just looks like hay around a dam. That's normal. But no, they were able to figure it out. Very clever police. It says here below the dam at Beasley's property, giving drive time from the location of where Butler's vehicle was located to the Beasley property, well within 34 minutes between the time of Butler Kelly's phone stopping transmission and prepaid numbers 5752 and 9085 arriving at the dam on Beasley's property. All prepaid phones stopped transmitting on the morning of March 30, 2024, at locations near the Twombly residence and the Beasley's property. So they did the mission and then probably either stopped using the phones or tried to destroy them or broke the SIM cards. Who knows? It says, wherefore affiant prays this court to issue a warrant for the arrest of the within named defendant, that he or she may be brought before a magistrate and held to the answer for offences of murder in the first degree, count 1, count 2, murder in the first degree, count 3, kidnapping, count 4, kidnapping, count 5, conspiracy. That is a hell of a rack of charges that they're going to have to go up against. 2 murders, 2 kidnapping, and a conspiracy charge. Even if they fail on 4 out of 5, there's still a life sentence in there for them, possibly more. So they have really, really screwed up. But it's the bit here what we read before about them telling CW, which is the daughter, to go and clean the car that they had just gone and killed 2 people with. I what I mean that shows you what type of people we're dealing with. I mean, hands up out there. If you're out there, people, put your hand up, and I'll see it out there in the world of the interwebs. Put your hand up if you would send your child out there to clean up a car that you just committed murders with. I don't doesn't that doesn't even have to have blood or remains or bodies transported in it. I'm not even sure if that's what they did or they just used the car to get there. But either way, doesn't matter. You're involving them, you're implicating them in your dirty work. I want to see how many hands we have in chat. I don't see any hands, and through my vision of the interwebs, I don't see anyone's hands up except for these people. Apparently, they put their hands up. I can see them in jail. I can see their hands up. Why did they raise their hands? It's just unreal, right? All right, let me get you to the other part of the document. Unfortunately, it is not on Scribed. It got removed. I'm not sure why. Maybe a legal issue or something, but Ping does have it. Ping has it. If Ping can find it. Yeah, here we go. I'm just trying to find the one we have. Here. So this might be a little hard to read. I don't know if I can make it get bigger like we can on other things. We can't, unfortunately. It doesn't work like... actually, we might be able to do this. Hold on, guys. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We might be able to do it like this. Then you guys can read it. That didn't make it any better. It's about the same. I was like, that will work. It did not. I'm sorry, guys. I don't even know if you can read that. You'd have to cut it in half and then, yeah, to make it big enough. Sorry. Well, no, that is sort of better. All right, well, that's sort of better. It's not the greatest. It says here, so they're talking about the custody issues, okay? So it says Veronica Butler was in Hugoton, Kansas in the process of picking up Kelly to go meet Adams. Adams stated she was home at the time that Butler and Kelly went missing. Adams picked up the children before 12 from the Cook residence. OSBI interviewed Brune, and she said she was available to supervise that day, but Adams had told her to take a couple of weeks off from visitation so Adams could question the children related to how Butler's approved visitation supervisors were. Butler and Kelly's phone records indicate their devices were actively sending signals to the carriers until approximately 0942 hours, after which the devices were no longer seen by the networks and stopped transmitting. Neither phone was found at the scene or within the vehicle, and they are currently still missing. Adams was the last known person to communicate with Butler and was scheduled to meet Butler and Kelly for visitation at, uh, you know, 1000 hours on March 30, 2024. Through the child custody case, recordings were obtained where Rickman discussed death threats by Adams and Adams' boyfriend, Tad Cullum. The custody battle began in February 2019 with many hearings and court appearances, and on March 18, 2024 and March 20, 2024, motions were filed requesting extended visitation for Butler. A hearing was scheduled to occur on April 17, 2024. Butler's attorney informed the OSBI that Butler was likely to receive unsupervised visitation with her children at that hearing. So there's the, you know, why they did it. There's the, you know, action. What caused all this? Probably because very much like the Pike murders with that matriarch, she didn't want anyone to be near the grandchildren because of fake sexual abuse allegations. Very similar to this one, although I don't know if the allegations in this one are, substantiated or not. I did a little bit of research on it. There's some people that said, yeah, he's a bit of a creep and, he has a couple of charges or he faced a couple of things in court, but I have to do a little bit more research into it before I actually, you know, go, "Hey, look, a pedophile." Yeah, I don't wanna do that to someone. We've gotta be responsible when we talk on the interwebs. It says here on March 18, March 20, yep, a hearing was scheduled for April 17, 2024. Butler's attorney, she was likely to receive unsupervised visitation. That means no more meeting up, no more of these stupid supervisors from each side that have to be verified and approved and have three backups and all this type of crap, which is just causing her more issues. They're just doing it to screw her around and make her life annoying to see her children. That's all it is. So, yes, of course, she wants to have unsupervised visitation with her own children. Of course, she could have that. Why not? It says at times Adam refused to let Rickman have his children, even though Rickman had legal custody of them. At times, Adam refused to let, yeah, Rickman. Law enforcement previously responded to a call for service where Adams refused to give Rickman his children. Reportedly, the officer told Rickman he believed the children were better off in Adams' care. Rickman's grandmother, Debbie Knox Davis, reported that in mid to late February 2024, Rickman told her they didn't have to worry about the custody battle much longer because Adams had it under control. Oh, we saw this one. And that they knew where the judge was going to walk, and we're going to take out Veronica at drop off. Well, they kept their word. Let's go to the other part. Oh, we might have read it all. This is just some sort of like filling in of circumstances up here. It says interviews were conducted related to their disappearance. That's Veronica and Jillian. And it was discovered that Butler was in a problematic custody battle with Tiffany Adams for the custody of Butler's two children. The father of those children was Wrangler Rickman. Sounds like a guy who raises beef cattle, right? You're like, who's the guy who raises all that cattle over there? Oh, his name's Wrangler Rickman. It really does. Adams's son, Butler's visitation with her children was court-ordered to be supervised every Saturday. Adams had a particular person she preferred to supervise those visitation, and that was Cheryl Brune. So we spoke about Brune earlier. Brune was told to take a couple of weeks off at the time of all this happening, probably so she wasn't a witness. But it's a little strange. Wouldn't you want someone that you knew rather than Jillian Kelly? That's interesting. Don't know what their motivation fully was there. It says the court ordered Adams to pay Brune to supervise visits. if that was who she wanted to be present. So they had to pay Adams had to pay, Brune to supervise, the children's visits. That's a I wonder how much they charge for that. Could be a lot of money if you keep doing that every week, week in and week out. It says, "Otherwise, Butler was to choose and pay for the person to supervise." So it was sort of like a whoever chose the supervisor had to pay. It says, "Adams says Brune was unavailable to supervise the visitation on March 30, 2024, so Butler was required to arrange the supervision with one of her three approved individuals. Butler contacted Kelly of Hugoton, Kansas, and planned to have her supervise the visit." So, because she was helping out a woman in need, she ended up murdered. Basically, she was trying to help out a woman that was involved in a custody battle, and she ended up dead. I mean, it it makes me wonder sometimes why people are not more nice or more helping, and it's because people read stories like this and they're like, maybe my niceness is gonna get me killed." And I don't blame people, I really don't, if you get scared of helping people because of stuff like this. I know it's rare, but I get why people would be, hesitant to help, individuals. But, I guess that was her nature. Apparently, she was a very nice woman who would help any woman in need. It says here, Butler told family members she was going to pick up her children from Adams at uh, like 1,000 hours. I'm going to say 1,000 hours at Four Corners, intersection of Highway 95 and US 64 West, a location in Texas County, Oklahoma. Butler and Kelly left Hugoton, Kansas, and traveled to Highway 95 in Rodell, about 5 miles north of Four Corners. We've seen that. I've shown you on the map. We had a look at the intersection, and then the school is a little bit up from that Yarborough school. We had a look at that. And it says here they arrived at approximately 9:40 in the morning. Butler planned to bring her daughter to a birthday party, but family members located Butler's abandoned vehicle just west of the intersection of Highway 95 and Road L. Then the Padillas then contacted law enforcement at 12:09 hours. An examination of the vehicle and area surrounding the vehicle, we found the blood. So that's it, I think. This is the other one. Is there anything in here different? Oh, here's a little bit of background. So earlier we are talking about someone called CW, and I was saying how that's the daughter. Here's a little bit of background about her. So on April 3rd, 2024, the OSBI interviewed CW, age 16, so she's very young. CW is the daughter of Cora Twombly and Kobe White. Cora is married to Cole Twombly. CW stated that she had overheard group conversations related to Butler not protecting her children from her brother, all in reference to a sexual abuse allegation. CW advised that she was told by Cora that Adams, Cullum, Cora and Cole, and Paul Grice were involved in the deaths of Butler and Kelly. She stated that Adams had provided burner phones to use so they could communicate without using their personal devices. CW saw two burner phones charging on Cora's nightstand in her bedroom. CW described Cora, Cole, Adams, Cullum, and Paul as being part of an anti-government group that had religious affiliation. Through OSBI investigations, it was learned that they had called the group God's Misfits. Okay. Regular meetings are held weekly at the Twombly's residence uh, and the home of Barrett and Lacey Cook. CW was told on March 29 that Cora and Cole would not be home in the morning when she woke and were going on a mission. We spoke about that earlier. And then it goes into when CW awoke at about 10 a.m. Cora and Cole were not home, but when they came home at midday, CW knew that Cole and Cora took the blue and gray Chevrolet pickup owned by them and a blue flatbed pickup owned by Clint. When they left and returned in the same vehicle, CW was told to clean the interior of the Chevrolet pickup. There we go. We read about that earlier. So she was told to clean something that was involved in a kidnapping and murder. She's 16. I hope she goes to live with someone who's not crazy. I really do. Well, sorry guys. Let me see. James Avery says, "Sounds like that children magazine with the squirrel on the cover." I don't know, is that an American thing? Sorry, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Penguin says, "Wranglers raise horses." Ah, and cowboys raise cattle. That makes sense. Sienna says, "I always smack around the like button before I come to the live chat." She abuses it. Um, I Hate Morning says, "They probably didn't want to kill her better than a stranger." Maybe. Yeah, Nalana says, "These poor kids, what they have heard and seen, and now mum is gone." Yes, a whole bunch of these people will probably never see the light of day again, and they probably all have, reliant people that were reliant on them that no longer have that. It didn't have to be this way, right? It didn't have to be this way. LMS says, "I'm glad my very tumultuous custody battle wasn't this bad, thankfully, even though my ex tried to break in and kidnap my son, and my son was home. My mum came over and we called the police. Very scary. He's 17 now, and we just now semi co parenting. So he finally grew up a little bit and stopped being a jerk. Fair enough. Um, yeah, it is senseless. It didn't have to be like this. What is with these people and what is with these matriarchs, like grandmothers who what are with the, what are with these grandmothers who think they control like grandchildren or their sons or daughters' children? I don't get that. I don't understand that mindset from them. Maybe a grandmother can help me out, but I don't get it. I don't understand where that entitlement and that, "Oh, they're my children." They ain't your children. Did you make them? Did did they come out of your woo-woo? No? They ain't your children. They're your kids' children, and you should treat it like that. Let them be grown-ups. Let them make their own decisions. They don't need you interfering and being there, you know, ho for how long in their life are you always gonna try be there, fight their battles for them? That's when you end up with messed up people like this. It's one thing to help your child when they're adults, like, give them advice or, they go to court, you go there for support or whatever. That's different. But you completely fight all their battles instead of them. That's when you end up with messed up kids as adults because they don't know how to do anything for themselves and they have no conflict resolution skills because their mum does everything for them. So they don't know how to the first sign of trouble, they're like, "Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, I gotta run to my mom and ask." Mom's like, "Yeah, just kill him." Like, it you end up with very, very bad people. Marjorie Moore says, "This is a crazy mindset. I'm a granny and would never interfere, let alone be murderous." I'm glad that you're not like that, Marjorie. Yeah, I found that was when I was reading that so scary, right? Sienna said, "Now I'm really worried about the 16-year-old daughter who told police everything, like for her health. Who knows what the rest of the group will do to her since she told the truth." I wonder if she's got to go into like protective custody or into hiding or something because she's probably going to have to be a state witness, right? She was the basis for the arrest affidavit. She would probably have to testify, or they would have to take her testimony on videotape and at least play that at trial, right? So maybe she won't have to do it live at trial, but they would have to at least record it somehow and play it back and say like that was her, her she says it's the truth and this is to the best of her knowledge exactly what happened. I wonder how that works with a child in Oklahoma. I don't know. I don't know Oklahoma's law. Mama Mia says you're funny, Ping. I love this channel. Thank you. I don't know if I directly try and be funny, but I think I just say what I got to say. Let's have a look. Oklahoma. Oklahoma. What would you call it? A child or underage? Underage? Underage testify. Yeah. Yeah, she's not under 12, so she's 16. So, okay. So apparently, if the child is aged 12 or under, it's a recording. So, what I just said before, they would probably do a recording of their testimony or just answers to questions that police told them, and then they would play that. It sounds like because she's over 12, she's able to testify in court, like live testify. She doesn't have to be 2022 statutes. Title 12 Civil Procedure Minor or incapacitated witness closing of testimony to public taking testimony outside courtroom. I wonder is intent for legislators. Okay, so it means they can have a support person or friend next to them chosen by the witness to accompany the witness to court proceedings. Interesting. I'm not 100% sure. I might try and reach out to someone in Oklahoma and see if they know. LMS says, I hope she has a really good support system through family and professional. It says that she can bring one to court. It says that that can happen. She's a minor. Yeah, she is. But it says 12 and over don't have to be recorded, like a pre-recorded. Under 12 and under, they can pre-record it, then show the court. They don't have to do it live in a courtroom. That's what I was hoping might have happened for this one, but apparently not. Apparently not. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. By the way, I wanted to thank um, my friend Kim F, for her donation the other day after the show. That was very sweet of you, my friend. Sorry I didn't get around to it until now, but you were very kind. Um, yeah, I hope yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I will reach out and I'll see if I know someone who can tell me a bit more about how that might work. But I don't see anything here that would really, you know, tell us that what we want to know. Hold on, guys. Ah, did we lose our place? Yes. Okay. So yeah, there you go. And just on the side here, it says affidavit for Tad Cullum, and there were two bodies found, arrested, and we know who's been arrested. Sorry, guys. Tad Cullum, Tiffany Adams, Cole Twombly, Cora Twombly, 2 counts first degree murder, 2 counts kidnapping, 1 count conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree. That is that. They're those documents. You want to read them. If you can't get to Twitter, email me Sunday with Ping, and I will give you the document in your email, and you can read it on your iPad or whatever. Sundaywithping@gmail.com, and I will send you a copy of the affidavit if you would like to read it. Lux says police say they can always protect you, but it goes wrong all the time. I wouldn't trust the system to keep me safe. I would I would be very scared for her too, especially with how dramatic and violent these people are shown to be. I would not be, you know, uncautious with these people. It says here, conspiracy. The conspiracy charge says by conspiring and agreeing with Tad Cullum, Cora Twombly, and Cole Twombly to commit the crime of murder in the first degree, a felony on or about the day of 13th day of February and the 30th day of March. So they're getting them for two places. By arranging and planning the deliberate, intentional, or unlawful taking of the life of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly, and the defendant and or co-conspirators did purchase burner phones, stun guns, and traveled to the area of Highway 95 and Road L, County of Texas, Oklahoma, in furtherance of the conspiracy. Let's see if we have the murder. It's here, murder in the first degree by aiding and abetting in the commission of the deliberate and intentional taking of the life of a human being on or about 30th of March 2024, and there willfully, unlawfully, feloniously, without the authority of law, aid and abet in the death of Veronica Butler, who was lured to the location of Highway 95 and Road L in Texas County, Oklahoma, and certain mortal wounds were inflicted, and Veronica Butler did in fact die as a result of wounds inflicted, and then the same thing down below for Jillian Kelly. All right, I think we can move on from that. I just wanted to give you the quick rundown on those. There you go. I hope I did a good job. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, Edjet, how are you, my friend? Let's talk about the stabbings a little more. Hold on. Let me see if I can find some new stuff for you. It says extraordinary powers granted to police in wake of terror attack. Temporary powers have been granted to police to allow them to search people, vehicles, and property after an alleged terror attack in Sydney's west. Bishop Mari Emmanuel is in hospital after he was allegedly stabbed by a 16-year-old who was in police custody. The incident was declared a terror attack by the New South Wales Police Commissioner Karen Webb and confirmed by the police minister, which triggers the powers under the New South Wales legislation. Police in the state will be able to search people, vehicles, and properties without a warrant, as well as establish roadblocks, cordon off areas, and demand confirmation of people's identities. The powers granted to prevent any further attacks will last for 2 weeks. So police are going to get some extra powers to try and make sure this does not happen again. And that'll be very interesting to see how they deploy those temporary powers in Sydney, and whether there is any other threat. Is there? We don't know right now. Was this little kid part of a wider conspiracy to hurt people? No idea, but we'll find out. Um, says here. It says a bishop's dad during a church service in Sydney prayed for his alleged attacker moments after being stabbed, according to the Daily Mail. Bishop Mari Emanuel was stabbed at the Christ the Good Shepherd Church in Wakeley, an incident broadcast on the church's live stream. I can actually, I don't know if I can show you because we may get in trouble. They used to have like a pixelated one up here. Let's see if we've got it somewhere. Yeah, so I can show you this one. I think it stops. It won't. So there you go. You can see he was just about to. He just walks up to him. And then he goes to attack him like that, and he lays down about 50 blows on the bishop. Apparently, he cut his own finger off. Yeah, I actually have a photo of his hand. He's missing quite a few digits, not just one, but I can't verify it. I can't verify how that happened, or I don't know. Hey, Evil Alaska, how are you? Edged, it's always good to have you here. Hey, Gambler, how are you? Oh, the phone rang. Oh my god, I hate when that happens, Gambler. Who invents these stupid devices like phones? Who says we have to have them? Alright. Actually, I can show you a little bit of what it was like last night. So this was... Let me pause it and I'll show you. This is a riot last night. There was people everywhere. Cops everywhere. Just like you can see all the cops and stuff, and people jumping over fences. There's the church in the background. The police are trying to guard it. And yeah, over that other side of that fence, there was hundreds of people, hundreds in that street trying to either get into that property or away from it, or who knows. They were just trying to cause trouble. Hey, Diamond Heart, how are you? So I wish they'd show you the bit where they're outside in the actual... There you go. You guys get another view. And it gets pretty violent at one stage. They start throwing objects like missiles, and it starts getting a little crazy. It is a little crazy, isn't it, Nana? Now, I don't know who took this video, unfortunately, to give them credit. If someone knows, please let me know. I'd like to put their name up on the screen, and I would like to not play it. If it is a creator on YouTube or something, I'd like to only play a few seconds and take it off. But I don't. Someone sent it to me, so I have no idea. I don't know if this is like a news station or this was at the church where the bishop was stabbed. This is right outside the church. So it was a terror attack. It was a it was a religious related attack. There was some sort of ideological motivation, apparently, according to police. They're mobbing the church. They're trying to get into the church. The perpetrator is still inside the church, and they're trying to get into the church to attack him. They're trying to keep them out and not let them near the perpetrator. Yes, everyone survived. The bishop had surgery this morning. As far as we know, he's doing okay. So right now, you're on the inside of the church looking out. So they're protecting the church on this side. They don't want people coming in. On the other side is of this fence is where the riot is. Does that make sense? So right now you're in the good side. Eventually they'll go on the other side and you'll be in like all the riot and all that. Yeah, street justice. Here you go. See? This is where all the people are outside the car park of the church. People just turned up from everywhere when they realized there had been some sort of incident at the church. It got very violent at one point. Apparently 20 cop cars were damaged in the riot. So I think eventually he does go out there. You can look how many people are out in that street. Hundreds. Just people everywhere. They just all swarm to the location. Oh, oh, oh. The dude's running. That's all right, Angela. Oh, someone broke a fence. I don't know if that was to get out or what. So now he's outside. Now he's outside the property. Now he's outside. He's going to run around to the front. Yeah, he wants to get around where the action is. He's like, I don't want to be trapped in there anymore. So he's going to run around the corner and try get out to the where the riot's happening. He wants to see the action. This actually might be a creator. I'm sorry if this is great footage to this creator, whoever it is. Come on, buddy. No, no, don't go back inside. No, no, go around the front. I think he does eventually make it out there. I can't remember. I did watch all this last night. It's like 2 hours long. We're not going to watch 2 hours of it, but unfortunately, I can't fast forward for some reason. Yeah, I can't fast forward anymore. But yeah, there's the church in the background. You can see the cross on top of the building. This is the church where the stabbing occurred. So you're in the church's car park right now, and here's all the cops trying to protect the church and the perpetrator inside. Anyway, I'll turn it off because we might get copyright struck. I just have a weird feeling this is actually a creator's video. All right, I'm going to stop it. I don't want to get copyright struck by a creator. And I'm sorry if that is someone's video. All right. Did you guys see the Chad Daybell trial today? Now, I don't do much on Chad Daybell, but there was one video that got me. It's Chad Daybell sitting in the back of a car talking to his daughter or his kids, and he's saying, "Oh, there's $9,000 in the bedside table, and oh, here's a credit card. Take this. There's a little bit of money on that. Make sure you pay for all the stuff for the house, like the bills and the builders and stuff. Make sure you keep all the costs for the house going." And then he says, "I'm not coming back." He knew in his own mind he was screwed. He knew he was going to get absolutely effed over. He just knew. He knew he was never coming back. He knew he was done. He knew all their crimes were going to be uncovered and his life was over. He was never coming back to that property. And I think that's one of the best videos I've seen out of this entire saga. The realization on his face, talking to his own child, to say, like, I can't remember the exact words. I think he says, "I'm never coming back here." So he knew. Let me see if I can find it for you. Here.
You're gonna need in that? Well, she'll be running my finances, I suppose, so that has a little money on it. You could. Okay, just, so these are credit cards, so you're good if she just takes them, yes, correct? In the middle drawer on the left side in Mark's room, there's about $9,000 in two white envelopes.
Okay.
And a lot of the company stuff that pays for the house should just auto pay still out of that company account. You know, I left 5,000 in there.
Okay,
If you need some, come find me.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not coming back. So all that stuff that's in the baby room is Lori's and mine. The suitcases you'll see in the box. Just put it in the garage, I guess, after.
Oh, I thought it was 9,000, but maybe it's 90,000. Um, yeah, he's like, "Oh, that stuff in the baby room, you know, mine and Laurie's stuff, I don't know, just put that in the garage." Yeah, he knew his time was up. You know, I told you guys I'm not covering much of the Daybell trial because I just don't have the mental bandwidth to do it again. After I did it last year with the Laurie Vallow trial, and I had to listen to the tapes every day from court, and I did that for the entire trial, and it sort of burnt me out on this particular trial, unfortunately. And the only bit I'm really interested in is to hear more about Tammy Daybell because I feel like she is the one who often gets left behind in all of this. JJ and Tylee often get talked about a lot, and because they're children, and of course. But I feel like Tammy Daybell often takes a big back seat in a lot of the conversations about this, and um, she's as big a victim as anyone else. Her husband killed her. Her husband asphyxiated her and left her on their marital bed. He is not a good guy, ever. And even if he only ever got done for Tammy Daybell's death and none of anything to do with JJ and Tylee, he'd probably never come out of that jail ever again. Ever. Well, he'd never see daylight. He knows. He must have known. He's like, well, I killed my own wife. They probably know about that too, and the two dead children in my pet graveyard. So he must have known his life was over at this exact moment that they played. I love it. I love it seeing him just like because he's so cocky in everything else he does, and this one you can tell he's just resolved to his life. Like what is it? He knows what's gonna come.
She'll be running my finances, I suppose, so that has a little money on it. You could. Okay, just, so these are credit cards, so you're good if she just takes them, yes, correct? In the middle drawer on the left side in Mark's room, there's about $9,000 in two white envelopes.
Okay.
And a lot of the company stuff that pays for the house should just auto pay still out of that company account. You know, I left 5,000 in there.
Okay,
If you need some, come find me.
okay, thank you.
The only thing I'll say is his daughter does sound quite scared. Um, I know they still believe I don't know if they still believe their dad is innocent, but they did at one point. And I mean, I don't I'm sure that's fairly natural for children caught up in a situation like this where they weren't privy to the entire information when it happened. Um, yeah, she does sound quite scared. She doesn't know what's happening or what's going to happen. I do feel somewhat sorry for them too. Their life will never be the same either, all because of their dad's actions. Yeah, the interview they did a couple of years ago, it was really stupid, but um, I guess you just got to look at it from the trauma response of like them learning about all this crap that happened and they maybe don't know how to process it properly. So I don't have any ill will towards Chad's children as such. I just hope they're doing okay and they'll eventually realize exactly what occurred is the truth. And if they have already realized that, then I wish them all the best. I really do. Hopefully they will get the help they need. Because yeah, that must be very difficult. Sienna says, while watching the trial, you better know trigger warnings because they're showing pictures to the gallery. Not all the pictures, but I was not ready to see damage. Oh, yeah. No. Nope. I don't want it. I don't want any. No, thank you. No bueno. I don't want any. No, I don't want to see Tammy Daybell be removed from casket. No, thank you. I'll pass. It wasn't. It was 9,000. Probably whatever money they had left from. He got some sort of payout. There's probably money from that. I can't remember how he got the money, but he got a chunk of money from somewhere. It's probably from that. Yeah. I don't want to see a dead body who's been in the ground for 2 years or whatever it was. No thanks. How about we just hold on. How about we just remember her like this? I'd prefer to remember her like that. That's what I would prefer. She was a beautiful woman. I'd prefer just to leave it like that. I don't need to see her dead. No thanks. I read enough about the descriptions and the work they did on her, and no, I don't need to see the photos. I'd rather remember her like that. Same with Tylee and JJ. I've never, if they ever release those photos, and I don't know if they did at this trial, I have zero interest in looking at them of them being pulled out of the ground. Zero, none. I have no interest. I would prefer to remember them like the two kids you see on all the videos and the documentaries and, you know, doing fun things or stuff like that. Hey Laurie, how are you, my dear? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, we gotta go. Okay, sorry guys. Hey, I love you all. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I was late, a few minutes late today. I'm glad the net came back on. Um, all I can say is thanks to the people who support me through these two links. It does help a lot, and I appreciate those people, including my friend Kim F. Kim F, thank you very much. It's very sweet of you. We'll be back. We're going to do a late show today, a late show about midnight or 9 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be back on. So, yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back. We'll have much more to talk about. I was only 2 months. I thought it was like a couple of years that they waited to exhume her. Really? It was only 2 months? I didn't realize it was that close. I thought it was way, way past. You don't think so? They said anything entered into evidence will be released at the end of the trial. So I wonder, they did enter both those photos and videos of JJ and Tylee being exhumed from the pet cemetery areas. I wonder. Not that I want to see it. Like I said, I have no, no, I don't want to. Anyways, I love you all. We'll be back. Go have fun with Trish. She's got a special guest on tonight, okay? If you like Web Sleuths and Trish and Insightful One, they've got a really good guest on tonight. Head over there, have fun for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then we'll be back for the late show, okay? Love you all. Peace out, my friends. Oh, hold on. We got to do this first. Ah, damn it. I must not have uploaded it yet. Sorry, Kim. I'll upload the new one for the late show. I'll have to use the old one for tonight. It's coming. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Peace out.